Done by the time the food gets out here. You know, I've never been, even when I was under Coach Dial, I've never been a big fan of these banquets. Not because I don't agree with them, but it's the fact that it's the end. And, you know, this will be the last time, we've said it before, this will be the last time you're all going to be together, ever, in one group. And I think when you put so much into it, as far as after-school practice, you know, all-day tournaments on Saturdays, you know, night games, it's very difficult to see it end. And that's why I'm not a huge fan of these. But I also understand, you know, why we have it. But it's difficult to say goodbye, and to say goodbye to the seniors that have contributed so much to this program throughout their tenure. But first, I want to give some thank yous. Parents, you know, appreciate everything you did for the girls, running concession stands, making sure that they were fed after games, and you guys took that and did the job all by yourselves, and I had very little to do with it. And you know, the girls, and even as you know, young adults, they don't necessarily see everything that goes behind the scenes, but as they grow older and they go in your shoes and in your position, you know, they'll realize it. Wait, you guys do a phenomenal job getting them where they need to be, where they need and what they need to do. And not to mention, every one of them is incredibly respectful. And you know, you're not just born, you know, being respectful. It's something that's taught and it's something that's learned. And the people that they learn it from is you. When we were playing in, I can't remember, it was McCracken. All they talked about was how well respected our girls were, or how they were, and the umpires commented on it. And when, as a coach and as a parent, there's nothing more that you want to hear from somebody else other than you got a good ball club and they're very respectful. So again, thank you for helping out with that. You know, players, obviously, big thanks to you. Our coaching style, it's a little bit different than most schools around. And it would not work if it weren't for them being receptive and doing things out of the box. So again, players, thanks for everything you do. One person who's not here, and one person that many of you probably have may not know at all, but his name's Bill Wren. He's our maintenance person. If we ever needed to play, he made sure our field was ready to go. And we'd always say, you know, Bill, I'm not sure we're going to be able to play today. We'll get it done. That's what he says. You're playing today. Our field is by far the nicest, one of the nicest in Southern Illinois. Love our outfield grass. There's none better. He helped with the batting cage, helped with the fence screen, helped with the orange cap. He made sure absolutely everything was done neatly and when it needed to be done. Another person, and you all know him, Coach Dial. Anything we ever needed, you know, sometimes it's like pulling teeth, and sometimes I'd catch a little flack for it, but he made sure we got it. He might put a little guilt trip on me, but I still believe, he won't admit this, but softball is still, I think, #1 in his heart. And anything that these girls needed, anything that we needed as a staff, he made sure we got it. And then, of course, we are our coaching staff. Man, girls, and they're good. They are good. Coach Gibbs, we brought her on this year, and she is, in her first year as a teacher, one of the most respected teachers in the district already. Everything I hear about Coach Gibbs, you know, she's the first person in the building, the last person to leave. She's a great teacher, and that's somebody that we wanted to bring on our staff. And when we went down to Alabama this winter, they said, we're going to go after her, we're going to get her. And she's been, you know, a breath of fresh air for us, you know, changed the dynamic, which needed to be changed a little bit, and has just been a great addition. And I can't wait to work more years with her upcoming. You know, Coach Ashton, this guy, I cannot thank him enough for what he's done for our program. And when I mean that, he does it completely on a volunteer basis. There's no money. And all he asks, hey, can you open the gym for me on Sunday so people can throw? He does that on his Sundays. He comes and Saturdays when we didn't have games, people would want to throw, and he would just come and do it. And he is, he's the key to our success with our pitchers. And I've learned more about softball and pitching in a year or 2 years than I knew in 8 years, coaching and volunteering before. So again, Coach Ashton, thank you for all you do. And I know these girls love having you around. And I don't know what I wouldn't be able to do this job if it weren't for you. And then last, but certainly not the least, Coach Gerald. I'm serious about it. Girl, one of the things that we do, and I look at, is when I watch other teams, we watch them practice, we watch them warm up, and you have a coach that's just hitting fly balls to their outfield. That's not what he does. He sits there, he is so detail-oriented. There is not anything that is not covered, whether it be routes, whether it be picking up short hops, fielding balls off your left side foot. I mean, the detail in which he works with our outfielders is above and beyond him. And him and I, we were close before, but he's become one of my best friends. And throughout this process in 2 years. And again, I feel like with this group, I can work with the infield, and I can let them do absolutely, I trust them with everything they do. And as far as Coach Gerald's concerned, I always believe that you need to coach with people that you're friends with. And because you enjoy being around them. And I'll say this every year that we coach together. After games, we'll be at each other's houses, talking about it. At practice, after practice, we'll sit in the dugout. We'll talk about it. And I don't think you do that with people you don't enjoy being around. And yeah, we argue. We argue a lot. That doesn't mean we don't like each other. It means we have disagreements. And we are going to talk about it, and we're going to make sure that we make the best decision and make the best decision for the program. And when you are friends and you argue, you get over it pretty quick. But if you're arguing with somebody that you don't like, then there tends to be a little rift there. But, I consider these guys, part of my family. Ella has gone and, swam and made a mess in Coach Ashton's pool. We were at Coach Gerald's, and the girls know exactly what I'm talking about, because let's just say we had to hose her off. But you know what? And she remembers Coach Ashton. She loves Coach Ashton. We go to dinner before the season started, and she's hiding Easter eggs all over Coach Gerald's house. He's still finding them. So, like I said, I consider them part of my family, and that's part of the reason I enjoy doing what I do so much, is because of them. So I think they deserve a big round of applause. Kind of recap the year so far. I feel, and I truly do believe this, it's one of, if not the toughest program in the school to be a part of. That's male and female sports. And the reason I believe that is the expectations every year. When you put on that Lions jersey, and even this year, what's expected? You expect to make a long postseason run. And every single year, that is the case. And that's hard to do. The pressure that comes along with that. There was not a team when we take the field that does not want to beat us. We don't catch teams on an off day. Because of the expectation, and every team wants to beat Carterville. We made Harrisburg Caesar. It's the expectation at hand is incredibly tough, and it takes a special type of player to make it through our program for 4 years. And the girls had kind of mentioned it to me. I think it was baccalaureate. the boys won their regional. Same day we won ours. And on social media, hey, congratulations, boys, on your regional championship. You know, first one since 2000. Great, that's awesome. But there was no mention of the girls. Because it's expected. Is that fair? No. But I think it's awesome. I really do. Because if it's expected, would you rather have the target on your back and the expectation be high? Or what's the latter? You know? So, and I think our girls, especially our seniors for the last 4 years, have done a great job of wearing that target on their back and playing at a level that is above and beyond. This year we talked a lot about taking pride in our schedule. Our schedule is incredibly tough. And if you don't believe me, I kind of went through some stats. Our first 4 games of the year were scheduled against ranked opponents. Out of our 28 games, 14 of them were against ranked opponents. And that's not just two-way. I mean, that's all 4 classes. This year, in the regional championship, 5 of the 6 teams in our conference played for a regional championship. The only one that didn't, Sparta, was who we beat in the semifinal. Since we joined the conference in 2011, okay, there has been a team from our conference in the Elite 8 every year. And since we joined, 5 of those 7 years, there has been a team in the state tournament from our conference. So our schedule, which we take a lot of pride in, our conference, which I believe is the toughest in the state, that kind of shows you, what Cardinal softball has become over the years and how it's at a level up here because of the teams that they play. And again, girls, that right there and the way that you perform throughout the last 4 years, the 2 years that I've coached you, it's just an outstanding compliment. Okay? Very proud of you. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add Coach Cheryl's going to come up. I'm going to bring up each player. I'm going to give them their letters when they come up, and then afterwards give them a little round of applause after each one. And we'll go freshman first, and I'll call them out one at a time. So our first freshman is Courtney Larimer. Oh, stay up here. I'm going to brag on you for a second. Courtney is somebody who always asks to stay after practice. Always asks for extra fly balls. When Sydney Monje was making the transfer to catcher late in the season, and I'll work with Sydney behind the plate, but we need somebody to catch her. Guess who volunteered? Okay? Volunteered to go take balls to second base after practice. Never. One of the big things with girls, nobody wants to pick up equipment. Nobody. Nobody wants to pick up equipment. I don't know why. Next year we're going to have to do something different about that. But guess who we never had to ask to pick up equipment? Courtney Larimer. Great kid, hard worker, appreciate everything you got. Good job. Next one's Tommy Bogus. Tommy, come on up. Glad to see Tommy can join us on time. But you know what? I kid about that. I joke about it, but it is part of growing up a little bit. And, to her credit, this is a joke, but, she learned from it, and she's going to continue to learn from it. And she's somebody who saw some varsity innings this year and worked every day. No matter what I told her to go long toss, you need a pin today. She did it. And, she's going to be a big part of our future, there's no question. And I look forward to watching her grow as the years go on. Our next player, Gracie Taylor. So, Gracie played a lot of innings in key positions for us. She got a lot of starts as a freshman. There is no question that Gracie Taylor is going to be a big part of our success in the next 3 years that she's here. In discussions that I've had recently with opposing coaches, they're talking about our lineup next year. And one of the things that I was talking about this weekend, and I'll just say who it was it was the Nashville coach. And he said, your lineup's still going to be good. You got so-and-so, you got da-da-da, and you got both Taylors back. So her name is already known as a freshman by other coaches. And I think that's one of the greatest compliments that you can get, especially as a freshman. Our next, Colby Hartman. Colby, I felt bad for her. I think she was there an influenza that you didn't have? But you know what? And you could tell it hurt her as far as not being able to participate when she was sick. But you know what she did? She communicated it well, and when she was there, man, she worked hard. We really got after it those last few weeks of practice. And when we were hitting her ground balls at shore, she was not going to run. Because if that ball was 30 feet away from her, she was going to lay out. And it takes a tough kid to do it, especially as a freshman. I really look forward to watching her the next few years because I really do think she's going to be a big contributor for us. Madison Campbell. We noticed Maddie as in the weight room. We talked about her. When we did our off-season weightlifting program, we sat there and said, we're going to have to find ways to get this kid in the lineup and get her at bats because she was one of the strongest kids in there. And then when we went out, we hit a couple different times, we're thinking to ourselves, okay, we're going to have to find ways to get this kid at bats because she's going to be a contributor to us at the varsity level as a freshman. We got her quite a few at bats, and everything we saw, we liked. And one of the things, my favorite thing about Madison, is we were in the Heron round robin, and we were playing Vienna, and we were kind of dead. And we just weren't very loud, and I think that's one of our strengths is our energy and our dugout energy. And Coach Gerald had mentioned, we were contemplating doing some different things with the postseason roster, and Coach Gerald's mentioned, he told me this, he talked to her, he said, you know what, our dugout needs to be louder. And he was talking to her, and what did she say? I got it. She goes, we got this, Coach. So, and then the next game, we 10-run Rule Heron. Yeah. The number 16 in 3A. And from that point on, she was a superstar in her role. Her role now had changed to, a dugout presence. And she excelled in that. And was a big part of our success. Because no matter 1 through 20 in our roster, everybody plays a key part. And she was big for us as far as our energy is concerned. Our last freshman, Abby Crane. Abby's energy and personality is just contagious. She is always smiling, always laughing, and not to mention, she was one of our leading hitters and didn't start slapping until the second day of practice. That is unheard of, that somebody can turn around and become that much of a presence and a force offensively, and they never batted left-handed before. That's just kind of a credit and a testament to her athleticism. But let's not also, it just didn't come during games. She was out there on Sundays. She was staying after practice to work on that craft. And that is why she was so successful, is her hard work. It was so much fun to watch her. When we got down to St. Joe, and I talked to the St. Joe Ogden coach today, actually, he goes, how'd that little slapper do this year for you that you said it just turned around? I said, Coach, she hit. 50 was, "Are you serious?" And I said, "Yeah." And she goes, "She's going to be a good one." And I said, "I know." So, very proud of her. This is our big freshman class, and we're very excited about it. Next is our sophomores. Okay. Summer rain. Summer has come so far defensively since last year. We actually stayed and worked with her a little bit after practice a couple weeks ago, and she was throwing from her knees across the diamond through second base, through first base, and she was as natural and as smooth as any of the catchers that we had all year long. And I know she's been working at it, and she continues to work at it like that. She is going to be somebody who will contribute to this program. Again, she was somebody too. Her role, as far as where she was at this year, she excelled at. As far as a dugout role, having energy, she was very good at that. And anything, and we talked earlier in the year, here's one example of dedication to a team. Last year we tried something different with giving spring break off. This year we gave a little bit more time off, but we didn't take the whole spring break. Summer had a trip scheduled to Branson. She didn't go. I think that takes a lot of commitment and a lot of dedication for somebody to do that. And we were, it's something that we never forgot. So thank you, Summer. Next, Anna Hartford. You really can't say enough about Anna. She is somebody who worked her tail off every single day at practice. And her improvement from her freshman year to this year was just incredible. One of the things, when I first started coaching 9 years ago, I sat with two of our coaches. And, they were telling me about, how girls, how they, how to act when you're around them. They're giving me this big speech, and I was just, 22 at the time, and said girls, a lot of times, the majority of the time, girls have peaked by the time they're a freshman or sophomore. That's not the case with Anna Hartford. She's somebody who's come, and from, like I said, from last year to this year, leaps and bounds different. And I think I'm not sure, it was only a few weeks with the season left, and I'm thinking, we gotta get Anna Hartford some more reps because this girl can run a fly ball down. And she was a very good courtesy runner for us. There was no question when somebody got on, she was the one I wanted in a courtesy run. And she did a phenomenal job doing that. Last, not least, Mackenzie Rodman. Something about Roggs is, those of you who've been around, she started in over 50 games. She's only a sophomore. And she's appeared in over 60. She has got a glove as good as anybody. And our future plans with Roggs, I don't know. But the reason I don't know is because there's so many different places that she can play. She can play third. She can play short. She can play first. She can play, obviously, second base. And she can play in the outfield. So I think it's a good problem because she's so versatile. Again, as far as her character is concerned, there's nobody that's cheering harder for her teammates. There's somebody who genuinely wants other people to succeed. And, Roggs, I'm really excited to see what the next couple of years bring. Next, round of applause for our now, we'll go to our juniors. OSAD, Olivia Sack. One of the things with Olivia is she always did what we asked of. always, without ever complaining once. Again, you know, there's the girls, they have a phobia, again, of picking up equipment. OSAB doesn't. She just goes, she sees it, she's not going to walk by and say, I got the key, guys. No, she's going to go pick up the bucket of balls. The one probably with a hole in the bottom of it. And another thing is Olivia is probably involved in more extracurricular activities than everybody combined. But never did she have to miss. And the way that she balanced it and managed it, it's incredible for a teenager to be able to do that. And she's going places in life with her attitude, with her character, and just her ability to multitask. So whatever she does, she's going to be a superstar. Montana Taylor. You know, we beat Mo up this year. You know, physically, mentally, emotionally, beat her up. And I thought Mo was, last year, the best defensive player in the state. There's no question. The best third baseman in the state, bar none. That's 1A, 2A, 3A, and 4A. And I knew coming into this year that we were going to have, you know, Baleigh on the mound striking out 10 or 11 a game. And I wanted to make sure that Mo, our best, one of the best, I wanted her receiving all those. Because I felt that, you know, she was somebody, is somebody that could handle that. And she did a great job at it. And I think, you know, when we moved her back to third, you know, our team dynamic was just, it was completely different. She was just, you know, with basically a year off of playing third base, and goes there and acted like she played there for 30 games. It was just impressive to watch. Now I'm gonna let you go, this room only, in on a couple things. So we can't be social media or tweeting it yet because I've been sworn to secrecy. I'm not supposed to be telling people. But Mo was selected first team all conference. All right, our next junior, Cindy Monje. You know, Sid, when I think of Sid, I think of tireless worker. You know, in softball. I don't know how she is home with cleaning her room or anything like that, but you know, she's somebody that
now she gives it to softball.
multiple times a week, not just throughout the year, but a week, would ask, can I stay hit? Can I stay and work defense? Can I stay and work blocking? Nobody wants to do that. And she did. Wanted to stay and work balls in the dirt. And that's what a leader does. They do the dirty stuff that nobody else wants to do. And she's somebody that expects more from herself than others. And again, that's what a leader does. And I have no question in my mind that she is going to have a monster senior season. And Sid was also named first team all conference. And then last but certainly not least, Hanna Schulmeister. I don't think there's any question where our energy came from. You know, this is going to be it's a little bit hard for me to talk about. When we didn't have her against St. Joe, we didn't have energy. You know, when Waltonville, when the injury happened, you just kind of, I'm down on the knee, I'm kind of looking in the dugout, and it was like the air was just let out of a balloon. And, you know, she's always somebody who's making, you know, having fun, but being serious at the same time. Always somebody who is positive with others. You know, Abby Crane, where are you at? Okay. Did Shu not take you under her wing and teach you absolutely everything she knew about slapping? Yeah. You know, again, and there's somebody else who didn't start slapping until this year. And I think she enjoyed, you know, having Abby, kind of like a little sister relationship. And this, to me, is the most impressive part. With, if anybody ever needed to ride home, she would take it, without question. And she went, softball-wise, so one of the, if not the lowest batting average on our team last year. She was our highest batting average this year. There is not a center fielder I want over Hannah Schulmeister. And Hannah was also selected all conference first team. You know, juniors, I'm really looking forward to sharing with you. Good job. Seniors now. Okay, last but not least. That guy is looking at me like, you want me to give me oh, no, I didn't. He gave me a thumbs up. Tell him about 8 minutes. Okay. All right, our first senior, Rachel Venom. Rachel pitched some quality games for us this year. And Vienna, when we beat Vienna with Rachel, it was like something clicked with the team. And she is a perfect example as far as pitching is concerned. You spot your fastball, you're going to be successful. And she did that. And she worked in the winter, worked on Sundays, you know, worked in practice, and had a very successful year for us. We do not win a regional without Rachel Bell, because she also beat Goreville, who's playing for state. So Rachel, the innings that Rachel saved for us allowed us to have that little run towards the end. And Rachel, I love your sense of humor. You will make a wonderful nurse.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Last one. No. Next one, Madison McBride.